Hello, Plastic Man. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right, Mark. How you doing? I'm fantastic.
Actually, all right, Plastic Man. I'm all right. And I know you wanted to say something to somebody, and that's the Steve the Plumber33, and both Plastic Man, myself, and people that know you as well from Anthony Dodge's live stream. I wish you a speedy recovery, mate, and yeah, all the best from Plastic Man, myself, and everybody that knows you. I hope you get well soon, mate. Okay, in this video, I'm going to do a little shout out. It'll be of interest to you guys in the UK, Gauge, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to go with the saga of this bloody thing. I'll try not to swear too much. I'm actually okay with it. I'll explain. Stay tuned because, yeah, it's a bit like a soap opera, this thing. I got something in the big yellow box to show you guys, and a set of double deckers, and we'll come onto that sort of later in the video. So stay tuned because I think it's going to be quite interesting. Right, first of all, the shout out. I know I've done a shout out for Rob in the past. This is some of the stuff he does. He does a lot more, and obviously, please don't abuse his phone number or anything like that. But yeah, DC to DCC. Lots of different stuff. He made me, and I'm showing you this for a reason. He made me a decoder and put a female socket on the end. Now, I'm basically, I'll tell you the story in a second. But the reason I'm giving Rob a shout out is now this is for Hornby class 59, Hornby class 66. He can fit you a smoke unit in those two models at a fairly reasonable price. If you say that Mark No Legs, because he knows me as Mark No Legs, as most people do, if you say Mark No Legs sent you, I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, his prices are pretty boned anyway, so, he's a fair guy. His prices are fair and his workmanship is brilliant. Hence why I wanted to do him a shout out. But he made me this decoder because I know Rob's going to be watching this, to go on to that 8-pin socket there, the PCB board. Now, I'll take the PCB board off in a minute and show you that you plug basically the decoder straight in a normal male 8-pin, but the lights wouldn't work. So my thinking was put the PCB back on, because why would they have the prongs, up on this side if, because there wouldn't be any reason. So hence why I got Rob to make this female end. Now, I'm going to take the PCB board off and I'll show you exactly what I mean. So I've taken the PCB board off, and yeah, I put an 8-pin direct into there. Now, you saw in the last video, and I'm glad I did the last video, and there's a reason I'm telling you all this, because this basically caught fire. Not like flames fire, but there was plumes of smoke coming out of the motor. I've just found out actually the reason why, and like I say, I'll come on to it shortly. Just bear with me, just stick with the video. So I plugged the 8-pin in and it was surging, and I think there was something wrong with the motor anyway. Now, let me just, hopefully there's a pin, it's broke off. So when I put the PCB board back into its place, My thinking was I'd get my 8-pin. It was all wired up correctly and everything else. It was absolutely fine. And I popped it on. Now it was only pretty much only 7 pins, into the board. Now I put it on the track, and if you just bear me 1 second, under there is my Alpha Central. So what I did was I pressed the power button, if you just bear with me a second, and as you can see, the green light's on now, so that gives power basically to the track. It gives 5 amps power. And I know obviously the power's to the track because my lights are on there by the buffers. So I've got a full 5 amp available, continuous 5 amp using the Alpha upgrade bundle, and it's really good. So I stuck it onto the track, and then I pressed that button to switch it on. So I put the decoder in, well, the PCB board decoder, put it on the track, and then I pressed the button, and it literally, like I say, I apologize for any swearing in the video. Just, I'm really okay with it, to be honest. It literally it fucked off a million miles an hour and sort of got to around about here, stopped, and literally there was plumes of smoke coming out from the motor. By the time I'd realised what was going on, I had a decision whether just to let the bloody thing burn or switch it off. I switched it off, and then I took the PCB board off, the decoder off, because there was just like nothing from it and stuff, and I went to put back to a normal 8-pin decoder, put it back on track, turned the power on. It was nothing, it was dead. It was, that stench of an electrical fire. There was that smell. So so basically the motor's burnt out. I think there was a problem with the motor anyway. Like I said, it cost me €100. Not, it's not a massive amount of money, well, it is, but especially like if you haven't got any. But I thought, €100. I haven't had a Bemo before, and yeah, I definitely wouldn't buy another Bemo, honestly. This whole PCB board saga, this whole setup, it's just, I think if I'd have bought this brand new, this is not worth €300. What the new price is, €316 it is. No way would I would have sent it straight back. But just like I said, excuse me shaking because it is bloody freezing up here today. But I really wanted to do this video. So yeah, basically it caught fire, smoke bellowing out from the underneath that PCB board and everything else. So I've decided to make it a free running loco, which I've just turned the underneath I'll just turn it over so you can see the underneath. So I don't think it's going to be a big issue. I've got a bogie coming for that. It's not a Bemo one, it's a different make, but I'm hoping it'll fit into that hole, and I can use my V100 to pull this around. So I wouldn't get any money if I sort of try to resell it. I don't really want to stick any money into trying to fix it because I just think that the thing's crap. I just, it's lightweight, it's all plastic. The Lima, now they sold out years and years ago. Their class 117 DMU is much better detailed than this thing. Okay, it's good, you're not going to knock any small parts off, but literally the details are as bland as they come. So what I'm thinking now, put a bogie in there, it'll be a free running motor, We'll get a bit of weathering on it, put a bit of graffiti on the side, and we'll use my V100. So yeah, it was... I kind of laughed when I saw the smoke coming out. I just laughed because it was just... I've never had a loco actually go up in physical smoke. And, you know, there's a first time for everything. And, yeah, I'm normally quite a savvy buyer. You know, I've got some good deals over the years. And, you know, I do hunt around on different sites and, yeah, and get the best model for the best price. But only models that I'm sort of looking for. And that brings me on to the next thing. So you just bear with it. We will come on to the yellow box, which I'm quite excited about in a minute. But here's a question for you guys. Now, these was in my saved searches. I think about a year ago, you'll see that I got a DR, basically that end and that end, because they unclip, and you know you can make the rake longer and longer and longer. And this was in my saved searches, and he popped up. This was last year, and I was just like, yes. 30 quid for basically a double set. So you got your two middle sections, and then obviously the two end cars. I've split the end cars so I can make it how it should be. And this will be pulled by my SU45. But just bear with it, guys. Now, they cost me just over 30 quid a set. Obviously, that's what they look like, you know, when they come out of the box. Because my missus said that, because my missus used to go to school on one of these, she was telling me, and these are pre 1990 models. Now, how can I have all that? And when I say about fine details, I don't mean like little ladders and steps and all that can be broken off. I'm talking about, you know, all the lettering down on the sort of lower level, you know, all the numbers, you know. How can they do this? This is a 40-year-old model. So how can they do this kind of level of detail? You see all the, you know, the tar weights and all that sort of stuff, all the running numbers. You know, how can they do all that kind of detail 40 years ago compared to this, which is just literally it's got a DB there and a number 2, and that's it. It really feels like this model, they just went, yeah, that'll do. What do you reckon we should charge? 300 euros? Yeah. You know, I'm glad I didn't pay 300 euros, or like I said, I wouldn't have. I would have sent it straight back. Now, these are Schicht models. I'll just show you the box. Schicht. Now, Schicht was a part of Pico when they sort of kind of both went their separate ways, and then Schicht became VEB. So obviously trading under the name Schicht. Some of the models, they can be crude, but these double deckers are, you know, when I got the DR ones and I found out that they did these Polish ones, and you're going to go, Mark, come on, I bet you can't say what's on the side of the wagon. What, you mean Polskie Koleje Państwowe? Is that what you mean? Polskie Koleje Państwowe? And what does that mean? Polish, Koleje means railway, and Państwowe means national. PKP. So, you know, people that say, when you hear sort of PKP or PKP, Polskie Koleje Państwowe. So, yeah, Mrs. used to go to school on one of these. Now you can see I've weathered the two middle ones. I copied basically stock photos, and they were really grimy and that sort of light surface rust on it. They really was proper sort of grubby, grimy. I'm not going to touch the sides, but I wanted because you know that roof is just too shiny and gleamy. But it looks much better now I've weathered it. I'm sort of in the midst of doing that. There's a couple of little things I need to do on the, basically on the, I think it's actually this end, is on the wheels, there's like a plate and it's clipping out. It just needs to be bent back into place. But, you know, just over 30 quid for a double set. It's really good. My SU45 will happily pull these around. They do have models exactly the same that have got the sort of bulbs inside, sort of lighting, got some nice interior details. But you know, how can they 40 years ago make a model like this, and you know, a couple of year old model, and just, you know, and I thought Bemo was a good, or supposedly a good make, but without a doubt this is the worst model I've ever bought, owned, or otherwise. It just absolute, yeah, just not good. And I'm not upset about it or anything, you know. Yeah, I might have wasted €100 on it, but you know, it'll be a free running unit and it'll go with a V100. So that is basically the story of that. And what we should do now, because I don't want to make it into a long video or anything, is we're going to have a look what's in the yellow box. So stay tuned for that. So this is the item I wanted to do a review on. Some of it was part subsidised, well, I say subsidised, part Christmas present from the wife. So half and half. Half she paid for, half I paid for. It's not a loco that would sort of come in the area, but I brought it because I liked it. Right, Alan? I bought it because I liked it. That's all the numbers and everything else. For those that are interested in that kind of stuff. It weighs in literally smidgen under a kilo. It is a second-hand item. And there she is. Class 425. Really nice, really nice. Let's hope it doesn't go up in flames. I've got confidence it's a Brawa. So, never buying another Bemo, never. Let's get it on track. Let's get it out of the box. Let's give a closer look at it. Just before I get to show you the 425, I just wanted to mention that Brawa do, or Brava, they do this set, a 5-car set. Guess how much? €569. Okay, you know, Brava's brilliant at the fine details and everything else, but for 30 quid, I'm really made up with this, really made up, you know. And again, you can see the flashes on the end cars and all the details. I don't get it how 40 years ago they can make something at this level of detail, both interior and everything else. And you know, that Bemo is just a couple of years old and yeah, wasn't very good. But onwards and upwards, let's move forwards. Right, class 425, there she is on track. Just beautifully stunning. Just showing you the whole set. Really nice. Like I said, it weighs in about a kilo. Proper made up with this. Nice Christmas present, and really pleased about it. So what we'll do, because it has sound, which, you know guys, the only time I put sound on is literally just for the video. But just trying to give you a good angle. So we'll go through some functions and we'll see if it's all working. So this should be start up. We'll run through everything. Oh, there we go, that's the horn. And that's another horn. Just trying to find where the lights are, just bear with me a second. So we're off and running. No smoke, no fire. Just trying to figure out all the controls on this. And we're still, just bear with me a second. So I've just had a look actually, because it said something about the tail lights not actually working. I think it's because between those sort of between the carriage connections, there's plug-in wires. Now I did see the destination sign light up when I first put it on track. So I think it's one of the, because there's like sort of a male and female plug socket. I think in one of these sections it's not quite connected correctly, and it's really hard for me to obviously lean across and do it basically with one arm. But I think it's basically a connection issue, because I actually did see the lights come on. It's really quite quiet on the sound, but that's fine. But just what a beautiful set. I'm not bothered about the sound anyway, honestly. Just this is actually quite bearable because it's quite quiet. But yeah, there we go, class 425. I said it is second hand. It was, you know, for Brawa, really cheap. A nice 4-car unit, really nice indeed. There's other sounds that you know you can get working. You probably won't hear it because it is a bit on the quiet side. Like the sanding. So there you go, my sort of half Christmas present. Really happy about that. Like I said, I think it's one of the plug-in connectors are not sitting quite right. But that's not a problem at all. But usual quality from Brawa. Just bear with me, we stalled again. So I cleaned all the track here, but I haven't done the platform area just yet. So it sort of gets to about there and it'll want to stall. But yeah, I'm gonna leave this video just there. Just very striking EMU, very nice, really like it for class 425. So I said at the moment I'm running through my locos, giving them a run, a bit of a service, and working on the cosmetics. So we shall see you on the next one. But happy days with this. I'm sure I'll get the lights working on it as well. It's like I said, I think it's just the plug-in connection. But really nice, really nice. Thank you, good wife, with my Christmas present. Happy days. So I'm just gonna stop it there so where I can reach it, and we'll. It's not actually not that loud, that sound, but we should turn it off anyway. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one, guys. Thanks for tuning in as always, and yeah, we'll see where we move forward with this. I think the saga continue, and I'm going to go off and finish the cosmetics on this one and the weathering on the roof, and very pleased with it so far. But all good. Like I said, not cheesed off in any way about this. You know, I just wouldn't buy another one. So I've actually found a company that's actually worse than Hornby. So there you go. All plastic, not very good details, rubbish motor, rubbish setup with that PCB. Just, I can't think of anything good to say about it really, but you know, like I said, I'm not upset. So we'll catch you on the next one. Cheers guys, bye now.